I finally put my foot down to my spoiled sister and parents. I finally put my foot down for my spoiled sister's bad behavior and stood up to my parents. This story is at least a decade old, but it's still one of my most satisfying petty revenge stories. When I, then 19M, was home for the summer from college, my sister, then 17F, was reveling in being the only child in the house. My sister is the baby of the family and acts like it. We generally get along, but she could occasionally be a spoiled brat. I am the opposite of my sister. For most of my childhood, I was a bit of a doormat. Classic middle child, very well behaved and under the radar. I didn't fight back much, did as I was told, and generally behaved. The biggest shakeup I brought to the family was when I came out as gay at 17. No one was really bothered by it, and my family is generally pretty supportive. Still, it was a difficult thing to process, and I am glad I got to the point I have today. This is relevant to the story. Now, at the time, I was a much better and more responsible driver than my sister, and as a condition for staying at home for the summer rent-free, my parents would occasionally ask me to drive my sister to and from places they didn't want her driving, usually longer distances or on the highway. For the most part, I did not mind. I love my sister, and we generally get along very well. But like I said, she can occasionally be a real brat, and has trouble when things don't go her way. One night, my sister had gotten tickets to attend concert with a boy she liked. As my aunt and uncle were in town, and my parents wanted to spend the afternoon having a few glasses of wine out on the patio, they asked if I would be okay driving my sister to the concert that evening. I accepted and figured that was that. My sister and cousins decided they wanted to look at some new outfits and asked me to drive with them to the mall. Being the good brother cousin I was, I piled them into my car and took them to the mall. All was well until my sister decided I was getting on her nerves over something and we got into an argument. Wasn't a big deal until my sister, visibly annoyed, rolled her eyes and said, "You don't have to be such a faggot about it." I saw red. I had been called this word before and have been able to shrug it off, but from my own family. I was not going to take it. I could have yelled, argued more, or even stooped to her level, but it suddenly came over me what I was going to do. It was simple. I was not going to drive her to the concert. I told her as much, and she smirked to tell me, "Yeah, right, like Mom and Dad are going to be okay with that." Now when we got home, I went to my parents, explained what happened, and let them know I would not be driving her to the concert. To my complete lack of surprise, they took her side and explained to me they understood I was upset, but I would still need to take her to the concert. My sister's smug look was all I needed. "No," was all I said. My parents seemed confused and then explained that that was not an option.